Sitting alone together, Higashi asks Kuruno why she's getting bullied. She says that she forgot to tell him, didn't she? She started saying that people don't like different things and she was different. The others weren't kind or tolerant, so they bullied her. She then admits calmly that it was convenient for her, so she just let it kind of happen. Tilting her head slightly and blushing, Kuruno asked if Higashi mustered up all his courage for her to help, right? She apologizes that he had to do that, but he is her type, someone who does what's right despite the outcome. Higashi then realized that he fell for the trap of a relationship that is Kuruno. Heading home, Higashi is stopped by Kuruno, a very yandere-like girl he knew. She confesses that she can't just be friends anymore, and maybe they should try going out? If he says no, it's okay. She'll still have feelings for him for a while, but with time, they should fade. Higashi, thinking how big and scary she is, decides that he can't really say no. Casually, he says, sure, why not, hiding his nervousness. With tears in her eyes and face gone red, she asks if he really means it. Crying, Kuruno apologizes, saying that she just couldn't hold it in anymore and had to get an answer, even if the answer was him dumping her. But he returned the feelings. As she rambled on, Higashi noticed something. He realized, once again, that Kuruno is really just a nice person inside. As he thought this, Kuruno asked if it's really all okay. If it is, then... Forming a kibudon, Kuruno traps Higashi between her arms. With a sinister yet playful tone, she says that from now on, she doesn't need to hold back, right? Higashi, flustered, can barely reply. Higashi, walking to school with his now girlfriend, thought about how their time together was rather ordinary, to his great surprise. Perhaps he will actually have a normal life with her, and Kuruno really is just a normal girl. Meanwhile, that night, Kuruno was sweating with her heart racing in her bedroom. She debated with herself that she could just message him. She wants to see him, maybe even peek at him sleeping in his bed. Which isn't bad, right? No, she can't. She doesn't want to scare off Higashi. She must show restraint. What Higashi didn't realize is that Kuruno was really a pure maiden. Walking in school, Higashi realized that Kuruno is amazing at scaring people. He assumed that she was doing it to protect him since he was bullied a little. As she was death-glaring everyone in the hall, Higashi told her that she was being a little too close for comfort. He added that it's a bit unnecessary. As he did so, Kuruno leapt back like a frightened cat and turned tomato red. Nervous, she apologizes, saying that she got carried away and it must have seemed creepy. And she doesn't smell, right? Higashi, utterly lost, thinks that she is misunderstanding. Then he answers that no, she doesn't smell. On the way home from school, Higashi found Kuruno standing in the rain without her umbrella. Glancing at him, she admits that she forgot it, but didn't want to seem too clingy or needy, so decided to head home alone. Higashi, shielding her with his umbrella, tells her that she's wrong. He wants her to rely on him during times like this. He is her boyfriend. He tells her that he'll walk her home. Kuruno, hesitating, says that sharing an umbrella is a bit too sudden and it's too much for her to handle. Higashi was shocked by Kuruno's sudden change to being a pure maiden again. One day after school, Higashi invited Kuruno for a weekend outing. She was unsure if it was true, but decided to believe him, getting excited in a sweet and innocent way, blushing and humming as she went home. Unknown to her, she was being watched. A Yakuza member, Ishin Tsutomu, had spotted her, but he was actually the underboss of the Kuruno crime family, revealing that Kuruno was actually a Yakuza lady the whole time. He commented that young lady Kuruno finally found a man. Completely stressed out, Ishin begs Kuruno to reconsider her choice of partner as Kuruno prepares for her date with Higashi. Ishin comments that the boy looks too weak and would be incapable of protecting her. He finishes with saying that this is his job, he has to protect her and she needs to know how important she is. Sternly, Kuruno calls Ishin's name. With a cold, dead glare, Kuruna tells him that who protects her isn't his concern, and she doesn't want to hear his opinion. Ishin backs down to Kuruno's glare, realizing that she's grown up now. Kuruno, returning to her sweet mode, asks if he wants to help her pick out an outfit for the date. Ishin, someone who should have known better, agrees to the offer. On the day of the date, Kuruno stood at the corner waiting for Higashi. In her stylish outfit, all eyes fell on her beauty, causing two guys to comment on it. They mentioned that she might be a model, and it seemed like her aura screamed of, "I'm above you." Shooting their shot, they hit her up, asking if someone stood her up. With the glaring side-eye, she asked, "Excuse me?" causing the playboys to falter and crumble at the first hurdle. They leave, deciding that mere mortals like them never stood a chance. As they leave, Higashi arrives, apologizing to Kuruno for the delay. Changing from the cold beauty, Kuruno melted into a soft kitten, purring out Higashi's name with blushed cheeks. Higashi apologized again, saying that he tried his best, but Kuruno cuts off Higashi, saying that the fault is hers for arriving too early. She adds that she thinks that he looks cute out of his uniform, while she was in a lovey-dovey mood and talking sweetly. Higashi was surprised, but complimented Kuruno back, causing her to go redder, blushing as she thanked him. The playboys were weirded out, saying that how could little Higashi date the tall and stunning Kuruno? Who is this guy? On their date, Higashi noticed that Kuruno was just staring at him silently. They did the normal date activities, but did he mess up his role as the boyfriend? Breaking the silence, he asks her if she's having fun. He couldn't tell since she was so quiet. Kuruno finally spoke, lovingly saying that she's having a great time. The true reason she wasn't speaking was because she was making a high-definition recording of Higashi's voice. She apologized to Higashi, asking if she made him nervous. She explained that she's just trying to burn this moment into her retina. Higashi, confused, just said that he was glad that she's having a great time. Internally, Kuruno thought about how she's got so much more material now to listen to at home, which she will put on repeat, over and over and over. With the date seeming to be winding down to a peaceful end, Kuruno asks for a hug. She first asks for 10 seconds, then for 5 instead. She needed it for a permanent memory, finally begging for it. Higashi, confused as always, agrees. Kuruno bent down, thanking him and hugging him. Higashi thought that they had such a height difference between them. It was more akin to a mum and her kid. Exploding with happiness, Kuruno audibly gasped. Through her heavy breathing, she comments that it's incredible and she can die happy now. Her original proposal of 10 seconds went on for 10 solid minutes, as she held on to Higashi with all her might.